Today we're going to be talking about manifestation and its connection to mental health. There's a reason why I wanted to talk about this today, and it's because I've been noticing something in the mental health community, and I feel like they're trying to figure out where is all these mental health coaches and life coaches and just online gurus and stuff coming from. And so it's tied to manifestation. I believe that anyway, that it's tied to manifestation. Let's start with a story. So I signed up for a company called helpareporter.com. I got a message from one of the reporters asking for an article, not to me, like they send this email out to everybody. The reporter is asking for an expert in psychiatry or psychology to talk about their opinion of this flux of influx of mental health coaches, and inside the request, he or she says something like they wanted a psychologist to talk about how they felt about all these online gurus that all of a sudden know everything about mental health disorders, and they're coaching people and they're taking clients and things like that. And so I wanted to address why that might be happening. And I also wanted to talk about, well, y'all tell me, do you think that therapists or like real licensed therapists and psychiatrists are feeling some type of way? Because a lot of people are starting to be more self-aware of their own mental health issues. And so that doesn't leave therapists out. I'm definitely a therapist activist. Yeah, I'm a therapist supporter. But I just think that, and this ain't no offense to anybody that's on here that's a therapist, okay? I just think that because therapists are under state laws, they can't go as deep as someone who is spiritually aware. Even if they are spiritually aware, they can't go as deep as someone who is spiritually aware. They can't cross those lines. They can't talk about God. And some of them maybe do. Maybe they don't care. I don't know. Are there any therapists on here or any psychiatrists or anybody who is a professional in the mental health field that have found themselves crossing those lines or crossing that blurred vision, that, you know, because they're state licensed, they have to be very careful. Whereas though someone who is a life coach or a spiritual mentor like myself, I'm not licensed through the state. I have to make sure that I state up front that I'm not licensed through the state, and this is not a suggestion from a certified health therapist or whatever. Like, I have it on the end of my forms that make sure that people know up front that I'm not claiming to be that. But so, like, for example, if you go to a regular therapist, they're not going to make the connection between why you may be having certain issues and where Saturn falls in your natal chart. Like, they're not doing that. They're not, and I'm not saying that it's wrong for not doing that or right for not doing that. I'm just saying that they can't go to places that that a spiritual mentor or maybe even like a life coach can go with you. Right? All right. So there is a concern for this big influx of people that's all of a sudden everybody's a life coach and everybody's a mental health coach and blah, blah, blah. But here is why I think it's happening. Wherever we are in this journey of understanding ourselves and knowing ourselves, we are at a place where we are realizing that we are creators. We are realizing and remembering that we are creators and we are one with the universe, and that we're able to create our own reality, because it's like, boom, now not everybody, but it's very popular. The law of attraction is very popular right now. Manifestation is very popular. And so, because it's easy to go online and to kind of just Google things, right? And get answers to these things. So we're in this stage where we're starting to awaken and we're starting to realize, dang, I can create my own reality. But, and there is a but that comes with that. In order for me to create the reality I want, I have to stop focusing on the things that I don't want. That's where the mental health comes in there. That's the bridge right there between mental health and manifestation. So meaning that if you understand anything about manifestation, you already know that everything is already created. You're not creating anything new. Everything is already created. Everything is already manifested. Everything is happening in the now. As soon as you imagine it in your mind, boom, it's there. It's already there. The only job you have to do is move whatever is in your way, in your mind, to be able to see it in 3D. That's what you're really doing. You're not waiting for it to show up. You're healing yourself so that you can see it outside of you or in the 3D realm outside of you. But in order for you to do that, you have to work on your mental health. It goes together. You have to work on your triggers, your doubts, your fears, your insecurities, your shame, your guilt, your money mindset, especially money mindset, because money is one of the main things that people want to manifest. Everybody, I want to be a millionaire. Or everybody's claiming I'm a millionaire, I'm a billionaire. You have to change your mind a whole lot. A whole lot. There's a lot of work that goes into you fully realizing and accepting that you're a millionaire. And when I say a millionaire, I'm not talking about you made $1 million one time. Because people can make $1 million one time and then lose it. I'm talking about you are so entrenched in the idea of you being a millionaire that shit come right back. Like whatever, it just comes back to you. No matter what you do, you're able to turn it into another $1 million. So therefore you never lose it. That's what I mean when I say that if you're claiming to be a millionaire, that there's a lot of work that has to go into you changing your mentality. One of the main things that has to be worked on, heart chakra. Your heart chakra has to be worked on. The heart chakra usually is the color green, like the money color, right? It's energy. The word green itself is energy. Move the letters around. For those who don't know me, who are new to following my page, I'm a spiritual mentor. I'm also what people call, or I call myself, a word magician. So you might hear me do that sometimes. I used to do it a whole lot. I don't do it as much as I used to. Well, in my private group, I do. In my classes, I do, but not on social media. I do it a little bit on social media. But yeah, so the word green, referring to the heart chakra, is also the word energy. Okay, so that's automatically telling you that your connection to money, you already know. Everybody on here probably already knows that it's energy. And energy is really coming from your thoughts. So for you to change your life in regards to whatever you want to manifest, you have to change your mind. You have to change your heart. And that's where the mental health work comes in at. They cannot be separated. Your healing and manifestation cannot be separated. You are not going to wake up and say, okay, today I want to manifest, whatever car, and think that you don't have to work on your jealousy issues. And think that you don't have to work on your envy issues. And think that you don't have to work on the issues that you have with comparing yourself to other people. And your issues with low self-esteem. Like, how do you figure that you're going to manifest this big thing without working on your self-esteem? And okay, let's go a little bit deeper. You cannot manifest. Say you want a husband or a wife, a mate, whatever. You cannot manifest a healthy relationship with another person unless you work on yourself. You're never going to get away from the relationship between healing and manifesting. So this is the reason why it makes sense to get a spiritual mentor, to work with a spiritual mentor or a spiritual coach, because you're doing both, right? So and this ain't me like pitching myself. I really wanted to talk about this, but I mean, since we here, so in my sessions, when I do one-on-ones with people, right, I'm doing something what I call a self-realization session. Now, my sessions include a lot of decoding because, again, I'm not a therapist. I'm a metaphysician. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at your name. You're telling me about the dreams that you had. I'm looking at the name of your parents. I'm looking at the name of your mate. I'm looking at all of these, the numbers around you, your astrology. I'm not doing your natal chart because I'm not good at doing that. But it's certain things that I can pinpoint. I'm looking at these things to help you figure out what's blocking you. What is blocking you from you actually seeing in the 3D realm the things that you want to manifest. So this is another thing, like with the name interpretations, right? For those who don't know, I do name interpretations. Some of y'all might have downloaded the book. I had made a post and a lot of people downloaded the book, and people actually did book name interpretations too, right? But I want you to understand, this is still talking about mental health, okay? This is still talking about mental health and manifestation, because the things that are hidden in your name and your birth date and your natal chart, those things have to do with your mental health. And those things have to do with what you came here to manifest. Now, sometimes when people get a name interpretation from me, or they might even get a natal chart reading, whatever is your motivation, y'all tell me. I want to know. Write in the chat. Can you write in the chat if you have gotten a name interpretation from me, or if you've gotten a natal chart reading from anybody? We could throw tarot cards in there too. If you've gotten a tarot card reading, not from me, I don't do tarot card readings, but if you've gotten a tarot card reading, a natal chart reading, a birth date reading, or a name interpretation, can you tell me what motivated you to get it? What was it that you wanted to know? Please write that in the comments. This is helping me too. If you help me understand what you're looking for when you do that, it'll help me do my job better. Okay? So please write in the chat if you've ever gotten one of those done. It ain't got to be from me. Whoever. If you got a natal chart done, a name interpretation done, or you went to a tarot card reader, what were you trying to understand about yourself? Listen to the question very carefully. What were you trying to understand about yourself? Some of y'all are going to tarot card readings because you're trying to understand what the hell is going on with somebody else. No. And if you are going to a tarot card reading and they're letting you continue to keep coming back to them and you paying them for them to tell you about what somebody else is doing, you need to find another one. You need to find another one, because they ain't doing you right. Because they should be trying to help you uncover you. That's their job. Any kind of spiritual mentor, coach, whatever. Their job is to help you understand you. Why you doing what you're doing. It's not going to be all enlightenment and giving you all of this positive feedback. They're going to show you things that you need to work on for your mental health in order for you to create the reality that you want to create. You understand what I'm saying? That there's a connection between the reality that you want to create and your mental health. So if you go to a spiritual mentor and they tell you that something is blocked and that you've been robbing yourself of time and money, and this is going to actually affect you, if you don't start working on this, it's going to affect you. The connection between mental health and you creating your reality is you knowing who you are. When you make a claim about when you're doing your manifestations, affirmations, and you're saying I am this, I am that, you gotta get it in your mind that you're really that. What does that person move like? How does that person move? So, for example, I ain't gonna say you can't. You can do whatever you want. But to claim that you're a millionaire, right? You make a post. I'm a millionaire. Where are my millionaires and that? I'm a millionaire. I'm a billionaire, right? And then somebody posts a service that you need, that you feel like you need, and you hit the link, and you see that this service, it costs whatever amount of dollars, and you automatically tell yourself, I can't afford that. I thought you was a millionaire, sis. What happened? You understand what I'm saying? I thought you was a millionaire, sis. Like, you just went from claim. This is why you don't manifest it. The thing about money is that if you want to claim that you are a millionaire, or that you have that money flows easily, then you have to put that into practice. I'm gonna give y'all a ritual that I have done, and I know that it works because I've seen it come back. A ritual that I have done. Sometimes I throw money out the window. I know. This is a ritual that I share in my private. Now, I ain't talking about a $100 bill, even though I told myself I'm going to do that, or I'm going to do this. I told myself I'm going to be driving down the street, and when I'm going to just ask Spirit, who you want me to get this $100 to? And while I'm driving down the street, whoever I pull up to, and if I look over and they make eye contact, I'm going to roll the window down and hand it to them and pull off. Just pull off. Here, this for you. Have a nice day. That's how you practice actually being abundant. That's how you practice actually being rich. That's how you practice actually being a millionaire. Give that shit away like it's water. Give it away like it's water. I'm talking to myself too, but I'm telling y'all, I put this stuff in practice. So here's another thing that I've done. Now, the money, throwing away money, I've done that. Like, I've opened up my car window. It feels so good, y'all. It feels good. I want you to do it. So write in the comments if you're going to do this. Say, I'm going to do that. I want you to write, I'm going to do that. I don't care if it's only $1. I don't care if it's only $1. I want you to be driving down the street on a nice fast highway, not on the expressway, because you want a higher chance of somebody being able to find it. But take $1. I've done it with maybe like up to $10. Okay? But I keep telling myself I'm going to go higher than that. But take $1, and when you go to let it go, just say, Spirit, may this go wherever you want it to go. Let it go. You're going to feel it all through your body. I promise you're going to feel it through your body. And it's going to feel good. It's going to feel good because you let it go, because you didn't have any reservations on it, because you didn't feel broke, because you didn't feel like, this is my last dollar. This is my last $5. This is my last, because you didn't have any of that feeling attached to it. You wanted to let it go. You wanted it to go to somebody else. You wanted Spirit to use you. Everybody wants to be a vessel. They used to say this in church. Everybody want to be used by God, but don't really know what really come with that, what you signed up for. Okay? So yes, ask Spirit to make me a vessel today with this $5. Or if you don't want to do $5, just do $1. Go as high up as you want to go. When you open that window up, say that prayer, let it go. How it comes back is going to depend on the energy that you had when you was giving it out, when you was letting it go. How money comes back to you depends on the energy that you had when you was letting it go. Even when you pay your bills, you should be, I'm happy. I'm happy about paying. I'm gonna share this last thing with y'all, then I'm going to get off here. So, the other thing about manifestation is writing. A lot of y'all might be doing it, but I don't know how much detail you're putting into it. So this is one of the rituals that I teach in the self-realization class, is that when you are doing a writing manifestation ritual, it needs to be very detailed. And I'm only saying it needs to be because it worked for me. I'm only sharing with y'all things that I know for sure worked for me. So when I do the self-realization classes, I tell the students to write what a day in their I am, what does it look like? What does a day in their I am look like? Meaning that the new version of you, the version of you that you are trying to be in, what does she look like? What is she doing on a daily basis? And I'm talking about the details. So like for me, in 2020, was it 2020? Was that 2020? I can't remember what year it was, okay? Because I've done a self-realization tour 4 years in a row. So one of the years I actually wrote in my journal that I receive a lot of support from the spiritual community. I wrote that. And I wrote that this is what my day looks like. Somebody sent me an email, hey, I want you in my city. Can you come to my city? We actually booked it. Then moving on, like I might have wrote, I checked my email at 9 a.m. and it said, I will write exactly what the email said. Okay. And then it might say something like, and then I got a phone call at 11 a.m. and this happened. In between there, I'm getting dressed. I'm putting my makeup on. I'm putting my perfume on. I'm singing. I'm writing all this down. And I got up in the morning and I turned the music on and I was dancing and I was singing in the mirror and blah, 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 blah. But here's the part that manifested. When I wrote in there that I got a lot of support from the spiritual community and that people were paying for my flight. And people were paying for my my transportation. People were paying for my hotel. People were paying for the location that I was having a class. I wrote all of that in detail in my manifestation journal. And it came that next year when I did the tour. That's exactly what I mean when I say, like, stop telling the story that you're not being supported. Stop telling the story that nobody supports my business. That this, like, all of the, like, it's happening like that because you keep telling the story like that. So when you do your next writing, because writing is a ritual, listen to the word write, listen to the word ritual. It's the same word. It's the same sound. It's the same tone. It's the same vibration. Okay, so next time you do a writing ritual, write the details. Write what time. I never checked. I never went to go check to see did they email me or text me or something at that time. Anyway, write the time. When you put a timestamp on something, you start making it real. Okay. Now, none of this ain't gonna work if you're not in that vibration. If you're not being the person that you need to be in order to receive it, then it's not gonna come into fruition. Because you got to be that person, and that's where the mental health comes in at. Because you're gonna block it. You're going to block it with your triggers, with your fears, with your doubts, with your insecurity, with your lack of confidence, with your lack of self-esteem. Like, you're going to block it. All right, y'all, I'm hopping off here. Thank y'all for listening. And I hope I was helpful. I hope I helped y'all in some way today. Peace.